Irwindale. We call it a triple header. And we have the Midget feature coming up first. The MCI WorldCom Western Midget cars with Bobby Boone and Aaron Fike, comprising row one. In the second row, a former champion out here, Jay Drake and Tracy Hines from Indiana. Then it's Wally Pancratz and your fast qualifier, Jason Leffler. Billy Phelps and Steve Payton occupy row four. In the fifth row, it's Ryan Newman and Danny Eberts. Then it's Mark DeBeaumont and Rick Treadway. Blake Klepper and Shane Scully in row seven. In row eight, Bud Kading and Brian Stanfill. Row nine is Thomas Meserol and Sterling Kratz. Rounding out the field, Chuck Gurney Jr. and Tony Ave. Ave starting at the back of the RPMs pick up, and here we go.
Bobby Boone and Aaron Fike brought that field down as nice as I've seen anybody. Side by side, went into turn number one side by side, and Boone comes out on top.
And there is Tracy Hines in this Irwindale car, that red, white, and blue number 67, battling for third position.
Yes, down on the inside of him, Leffler moved him over. He went clear to the bottom of the racetrack, just moved him over a little bit, moved into that next spot. Now that he's working on Fike, oh, he got a little sideways right there.
And that is Jay Drake in the black 15. Wally Pancratz in the yellow number 8. You saw Steve Payton there in the black 0.
Oh, we got that. That's Tony Ave.
Oh, my goodness.
He has had one bad night.
Well, Tony Ave is talking to the corner. Let's hope we can go green now for 29 circuits. Just sorry we don't have Tony Ave to watch from the back of the pack. I understand there may have been some contact with another car that put Ave in the fence.
Bobby Boone got a very nice run off there. And there goes Leffler once again right down to the bottom. Then he does that little slide up, but Fike that time looked like he might have his number. Now then he can try to do the same thing, getting into the next corner.
Fike, a teenager, a high school student from Illinois, races with his brother AJ.
Both of those guys right now catching Bobby Boone. Now Bobby Boone moved down on the racetrack just a little bit. He's going to, oh, this time though, he moved up just enough to give Leffler that bottom so he can run that little slide job on him.
Here comes Boone again.
Boone did a nice job. That's exactly what you have to do when he makes that move on you. The big thing is, though, you got to have enough momentum into the next corner to pull up in front of him. That time he didn't do it, but he's side by side still.
Well, Jason Leffler is cruising to his third consecutive national midget title, a feat that has not been completed in some 37 years.
There goes.
He's headed off to stock car racing next year.
That's right. There's Jay Drake, though, in that black car, though, on the inside. Now then, there, Tracy Hines goes down there and takes that line away from him, trying to get around Fike. Fike gets a little bit loose, but Ryan Newman, though, he's always tough when it comes to these pavement racetracks. And this, again, a brand new race car for him. It's a car he hasn't driven before, I don't believe, anyway. And it is a grinding, though, something that he is used to running. But right now, he can't seem to find a way around Wally Pancratz.
That's the battle you're watching for sixth position as Pancratz starts to pull up there on Aaron Fike, as Fike now has lost a number of positions, and he's back in fifth as Jason Leffler continues to show the way. So there's your battle for fifth, sixth, and seventh.
And you can see Aaron Fike has a very, very loose race car. As he goes through the corner, the back end of that thing's hanging way out, coming off, and he has a lot of trouble keeping it under him. Ooh, right there, very wide again, very
That's
loose.
what you mean by a driver going to school on the driver in front of him. Pancratz knows now he has a loose race car. He's kind of picking a spot. Look, Newman back there.
Well, Newman's seen all this happen before. Now that he can look at this, clear down below the white line. As Pancratz moved down, he had to move down below what the real racing surface is, and still was managed to pull the pass off.
The racing surface basically is from the grass to the wall, if you want to make it that.
Any place you can make it work, and he made it work clear down on the inside that time. Now, once again, he's down inside that white line as he goes around Fike, and Fike battling that race car off the corners. It's very, very loose.
Ryan Newman now up to fifth position.
That silver car back there is
Blake Klepper.
Blake Klepper, yes. He's moved up quite a ways, and now he's battling back there in that group of cars, too.
Look at that straightaway advantage. There's a battle for second position, but they're a straightaway behind your leader. That's Bobby Boone in second, Tracy Hines there in third.
Well, of course, Tracy Hines, all right now trying to find a way to get around Bobby Boone. Bobby Boone's doing a pretty nice job with that race car. He's driven a very nice race. Nobody can keep up with Leffler here tonight.
Well, we're halfway through. Now 16 laps being completed by Leffler as he streaks across the start-finish line. A straightaway out in front of this battle for second. And here comes Jay Drake. He's going to make it a three-car battle.
Yeah, Jay Drake Looks like that race car is just a little bit looser than he'd like it too, as the back end sliding around just a tad on him as he goes through the corner. But Bobby Boone running a little bit lower line than either one of these other two guys, but running pretty quick.
There's a good look at Tracy Hines. He's been in a number of different race cars this season. Has won in the Midgets, has won in the sprint cars, has won in the Silver Bullet cars.
Well, he's very tough on the pavement and on the dirt. He's won in just about everything he's run. As we take a look back farther in the field, Newman and Pancratz still going after it for that. Oh, right there. Pancratz almost got into the left rear of Ryan Newman, but pinched it down just in time.
That's the battle for 5th position. Lap number 20.
Yeah, Pancratz, Newman went around him 5 or 6 laps.
24, 30-lap feature, but right now, it's well in hand for Jason Leffler.
You can see Payton gets a good run through the corner. It's a shorter around the bottom of the racetrack, and that is your leader, Leffler, who's now caught up with some of the slower cars back there in the back of the pack, and this could be a real challenge for him.
He goes by Stanfill in that red number 24.
Looks like Miserall right there that he's working on right now.
Are the brakes blowing on that car now?
Well, you know, yeah, you can see right there. They're red hot. He uses the brakes pretty hard. This is the kind of racetrack you have to do that. That's Chuck Gurney Jr. as he's gone around him.
Look at him. Look at the brakes in that right front.
Yeah, getting into the corners. You're hard on the brakes getting in here. You know, it's a real finesse thing to use the brakes properly. You can't just stand on them and upset the race car. You got to get on them smooth, back on the throttle real smoothly. So it's real something that you really have to be careful doing.
We've talked about the points championship out here. Mark de Beaumont now is in 6th position, but you look at Shane Scully, he's back there in 15th position. So Mark will pick up more of a gap.
There's Rick Treadway.
Yeah, Treadway's out.
Yeah, he's pulled into the infield, so it's a tough break for Rick Treadway. Yeah, he ran pretty good here tonight, but just didn't run long enough.
Well, as we get to the waning laps of this event, should see the white flag the next time by.
Well, Leffler has really just dominated this race here tonight. He's pulled away from everybody. He's got a straightaway lead on 2nd place. A little more than that, actually, as he's really pulled away from the field.
Well, he is going to win this championship this season, but realistically, Ryan Newman's been 2nd most of the season, but Ryan has not had a ride for the dirt races in the midget division.
No, he really didn't plan on running for the championship. Just when he was close here at the end, he tried to go for it, but Leffler's pretty well got things in hand, and certainly does here tonight.
Well, Leffler wins the first of 3 features. He's doubling up. He'll be in the Silver Bullet 100-lap feature as well.
Yeah, Bobby Boone, he comes home in 2nd place. Tracy Hines hangs on for 3rd, and Jay Drake in 4th. So these guys, all those guys finished where they've been running. Bobby Boone ran a very, very nice race. He can be very proud of what he did here tonight, because Tracy Hines was all over in the last 2/3 of that race.
Well, Ryan Newman takes 5th, and now he has an idea of what this track surface is like before the next race that he's involved with when he starts on the pole with the Silver Crown cars.
Well, Jason Leffler, obviously, he knows his racetrack pretty well, too, and he'll start that Silver Crown race as well, so it should be a very good race.
So Jason Leffler cruising to a 3rd consecutive USAC MCI WorldCom National Midget Championship. We'll have a chance to visit with him as our first winner here this evening. Well, a big win for Jason Leffler as we come back to Irwindale. He picks up the Wins Challenge money as well. Bobby Boone with a nice ride in 2nd. Then it's Hines, Drake, Newman, Beaumont, Klepper, Pancratz, Keating, and Payton rounding out the top 10. Let's go to Victory Lane. Stephen Cox.
Well, everybody's talking about, boy, I'm a little bit loose in qualifying. I'm loose early in the night. Everything seemed to be absolutely perfect. At least did from my vantage point.
Yeah, it was a great night, you know. Just got to thank Steve Lewis, you know, he gives us the best equipment. Bobby's does an awesome job setting it up, and Kelly Drake, the whole crew does a tremendous job. You know, that's half the battle, having a good crew, and I certainly have a great crew here.
Talk about the first half of the race. Before you came up and made the pass for the lead, you still had some traffic to deal with.
Yeah, we did, you know. There's some good drivers out here, and some couple young kids are really good, and when they get some seat time, they're going to be hard to beat. But you know, we just took our time getting to the front, you know, and just got to thank everybody on board with us, Wins, Team ASC, and Ford.
You had a good chance to study this racetrack. Did you find anything out that's going to help you in the Silver Bullet race?
I think so. You know, it depends on how we're handling, but we should be in pretty good shape.